Hi, I'm Jackie Stokes, Marketing Programs Manager for Siemens Industry USA, welcoming you to another Siemens How2Drive video with the goal of helping you better understand and work with Siemens variable frequency drives and related motion control products. Manufacturers looking to migrate older drives to newer ones are often concerned about disrupting legacy automation systems and networks. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how easy it is to migrate an old Allen Bradley drive on DeviceNet to a new SINAMICS drive from Siemens without having to touch the PLC code. First, let me describe the hardware used in this demonstration. There's an Allen Bradley PLC5, a discontinued drive, an Allen Bradley Bulletin 1305, a Siemens SINAMICS G120 general purpose drive, a DeviceNet network in yellow, an Allen Bradley DeviceNet communication module, an Ethernet to DeviceNet gateway, an Ethernet switch, a motor, and push buttons and selector switches for operating the drives. Right now, the Allen Bradley 1305 is controlled by the PLC5 over the DeviceNet network. Now, I'll demonstrate the Allen Bradley drive running on DeviceNet. The selector switch is set for VFD1 for the Allen Bradley drive. I push Start to start the drive. There are different speed set points that are controlled with this switch: low speed, medium speed, and high speed set points. This is a diagram of what the current system looks like. But let's say this drive fails, or we proactively replace this drive because it's obsolete and it's running a critical process. Or maybe we want to collect additional data with a new drive. Because we have an old PLC and old network, it's usually not going to be easy to upgrade. However, we at Siemens have developed a simple solution to replace this drive with a new SINAMICS drive, but keeping in place the PLC5 and DeviceNet network. We've made it very simple, doing the engineering work for you, so all you have to do is follow a few steps. First, you'll need a new SINAMICS drive. In this case, we're using our most popular general purpose drive, the SINAMICS G120. You'll also need this Ethernet to DeviceNet gateway for each drive you are replacing. And then follow these 3 steps. 1. Configure the new drive, SINAMICS G120. 2. Configure the DeviceNet network. 3. Configure the Ethernet to DeviceNet gateway. First, complete a quick startup of the SINAMICS drive as you normally would with any new drive. Get it talking to the motor, tune the drive, and set the IP address. The G120 has a commissioning wizard on the operator interface, or you could use the free Siemens Start Drive software. For the purposes of this demonstration, the drive has already been commissioned. Next, in order for the SINAMICS drive to be a drop-in replacement for this Allen Bradley drive, we need to ensure that certain drive parameters such as speed reference, speed feedback, current feedback, and command and status words are scaled appropriately to match the replaced drive. Normally, this would involve referencing user manuals for both drives and setting individual parameters accordingly. However, we've already developed specific files that translate the parameters of select Allen Bradley drives to SINAMICS drives, which significantly reduce your engineering time. The files are readily available for download on our Siemens online support website. We've included links to these files on the CO site in the description below this video. The operator panel allows you to download parameter lists via USB cable from your computer. After you download the files to your PC, you can copy them to the SINAMICS G120's Intelligent Operator panel. Once the file is on the panel, you just download the file to the drive. The command line interface function allows us to create a custom parameter listing and download the listing directly to the drive using the Intelligent Operator panel. The CLI file can be created using a suitable text editor, like Windows Notepad. In this screen, you can see a handful of the parameters that are being written to the SINAMICS G120 drive that will replace the Allen Bradley 1305 drive. Now that the new drive is configured, we can configure the DeviceNet network. We'll modify the scan settings for the Allen Bradley drive and download the new configuration. Using RS Networks, open the existing .dnt file for your DeviceNet network and go online. Open the DeviceNet scanner module. Within the properties of the scanner module, click on the drive you're replacing in the scan list. Uncheck all the boxes under electronic keying and make note of the failed drive's node address. Once finished, download to the scanner module. Now that we've completed the network configuration, we can move on to the next step, which is to configure the Ethernet to DeviceNet gateway. Set the switches on the gateway to match the node address of the drive being replaced. Next, verify the baud rate of the DeviceNet network. The gateway is configured for 125K. If your network has a baud rate of 125K, you're all set. No other configuration is necessary. If your network has a different baud rate, you will need to follow the instructions in the user manual to reconfigure the gateway. Going back to the demo hardware, we've commissioned the G120 and downloaded the CLI file onto the SINAMICS operator panel. We've configured the DeviceNet network and configured the Ethernet to DeviceNet gateway. Now all that's left to do is make a few connections and we'll be up and running. On the SINAMICS G120, download the CLI file or parameter listing for the Allen Bradley 1305 drive from the panel to drive. Now the drive is ready. Check that the gateway is set to the correct node, which it is. Next, move the DeviceNet plug from the Allen Bradley DeviceNet communication module to the Ethernet to DeviceNet gateway. When I move this cable, the Allen Bradley 1305 is no longer communicating with the PLC. Once I make the connection to the gateway, the SINAMICS G120 and PLC5 are communicating over the DeviceNet network. The green lights on the gateway indicate that it's communicating properly. Let's ensure our Ethernet cables are connected to the switch. We have one from the gateway to the switch and one from the G120 to the switch. Now, toggle the switch for VFD2 for the G120 and hit Start to start the drive. The G120 is now being controlled by the PLC5 over the DeviceNet network. The DeviceNet command word and speed set point operate as before, and the status word and speed feedback operate as before. A significant benefit of this solution are the pre-configured files that translate the legacy drive parameters to the new SINAMICS drive. There are no major conversion hurdles, and you do not have to touch the PLC code. Another benefit of this migration solution is that there is minimal interaction with RS networks. You can use this solution to replace the Allen Bradley drives shown on the screen. If you would like to learn more, a good place to start is usa.siemens.com/drives-dnet. And of course, you can contact your local Siemens distributor or account manager. Thank you very much for watching, and please drive carefully.